Warning, there's spoilers in this, so if you haven't seen the latest Marvel Cinematic Crapfest, Marvel Cinematic movie, please bow out now, because there are lots of spoilers in this, because I would rather not talk about the spoilers in this movie, but I've got points to make. So, Marvel Infinity Wars, aka the movie I've been avoiding like the plague. For the simple reason that, I don't want any expectations going in. I've kind of gotten into this groove in movies lately where it's like I just learn of its existence and avoid everything about it. Unless it's a movie I'm really excited about, like say anything related to Legos and, Wreck-It Ralph? Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph, that works. The main reason is I don't want any unnecessary expectations. I've been doing this since Rogue One, actually. I've been avoiding it like the plague, not because of spoilers, but because, like I said, I didn't want any expectations going into it. And most of the time I've actually been disappointed by it, so I wonder what kind of expectations I would have gotten if I had watched it before. The exception being Thor Ragnarok, that was actually pretty good. And Coco, even though I wasn't really interested in that at first, that movie has become one of my favorite movies of all time. Hooray! But, we just mentioned two movies that were kind of co-produced by Disney, and look, we've got another one with Infinity Wars, hooray! And if you've read the comics, you exactly know how this is going to go. Why? Well, it actually doesn't follow the comic specifically, because X-Men can't be in there, even though I don't even remember if the X-Men were in any of them. But we got Spider-Man. That works, right? I guess it does. There are changes in the movie, like one that's not necessarily said, but is really heavily implied, and actually, no, it actually is pretty much said. I'm an idiot. It's why Thanos wants to kill half the universe. Oh yeah, that's his plan. If anyone's surprised by a spoiler, oh well, I warned you. But yeah, he wants to destroy half the universe. In the comics, he wanted to impress Death, for the simple reason that Death is a hot lady. Hooray. I can assume the reason they didn't do this was simply because Death is also connected to Deadpool in a way that whenever Deadpool is essentially killed for 5 minutes, he gets to hang out with Death. Hooray! So, but this time it's even for a more stupid reason, balance. Now, I kind of get why they did this, for the simple reason of, oh look, it gives him slightly more character and makes him at least seem like kind of the hero, but kind of makes him seem like the villain with a cause that's purposeful. I forgot the name of the actual term, I'll have to look it up later. So yeah, a lot of characters die in this, not necessarily throughout the entirety of the movie, and honestly, I won't go through the entire death count, but it's kind of shown Thanos' children is pretty powerful, as is Thanos himself. Hooray! I say hooray a lot. The moment Thanos gets every single Infinity Stone, oh, by the way, Death you can automatically rule out. Anyway, oh yeah, Death you can already automatically rule out. Vision, for the simple reason that he's had an Infinity Stone in him since his creation. He was built to die in the story. But yeah, Thanos gets all the Infinity Stones because, well, why wouldn't he? Kinda needed if you've read the comics. And wipes out half the universe, including Nick Fury. Hooray. Wait, that's not a hooray. It's a bad thing. But one character dies that proves that, no, don't worry, everything will be fine, everything will go back to normal. Why? In the comics, Captain America restores the universe to how it was before, albeit with some few changes. Which essentially fixes everything, because status quo, but there was at least some changes. And the Marvel Cinematic Universe is doing the same thing, because we can't handle a status quo shakeup like this. Nothing's really going to be important. But I'm skating around the issue, and I said there's spoilers in this, so Spider-Man dies. Yeah, and while that is technically a heart-wrenching scene of him dying and telling Tony, I don't want her to go, Mr. Stark, or however it went, I kind of forgot. Immediately, it proved to me that, yep, they're gonna follow the comics and everything's going to be fine. Don't worry, everyone, no one's dead, everyone's gonna be fine. Everything's good. If And if you're wondering why, not because killing Spider-Man is not a good thing they could have done, or I'm just not willing to accept Spider-Man dies, and also we ignoring the fact that every single Guardian of the Galaxy except for Rocket, almost called him Raccoon, dies. By the way, other spoilers. I keep saying that. But anyways, Spider-Man Homecoming 2 has been announced. Long time ago, actually. You done f***ed up. Yeah, so, the most they could have done is kind of kept everything secret for a bit, all the other movies. I think there's also a Guardians 3, so essentially, if you have a character die that's gonna be in another movie you've already announced, don't announce the movie, or at the very least, find some sort of workaround. But there's another storytelling issue I do have a problem with, and it's even pointed out by the movie itself. Hooray! They have several points where they could have just killed Thanos. There's a point where he's in a complete lock with 5 characters holding him down. I know there was another point, I just couldn't remember. And of course, there's the final thing that right before half the universe dies, where Thanos actually says you should have aimed for the head when he gets hit with with the axe thing that I forgot the name of. I'm a great Marvel fan, can you tell? There are positives to the movie, obviously. This is a Marvel movie and also a Disney movie, even though Disney barely had a part in it, but still. First off, it's one of the best looking Marvel films. In my personal opinion. I don't know, maybe Black Panther blows it out of the water somehow, but I highly doubt it. It's also one of the most fluent, if that makes sense. Because there are so many characters and then so many groups, they can actually afford to kind of cut out all the points where the characters are just talking or walking or whatever, and actually go and focus on other characters. Well, that's 2 positives. Let's go and start numbering them now. Positive 3, Peter Dinklage is in it, hooray. Positive 4, honestly, the character deaths are actually very poignant. Even the one where they kill off most of the main cast. Also, slight touch, small comment going back to the negatives. Why is it that it seems like most people on Earth got wiped out when it's only wiping out half the universe? Why? That makes no sense, especially when there's billions and billions of different people all over the galaxy. And just cut those people in half. I mean, I'm not saying that most of the main characters shouldn't die and most people on Earth shouldn't die, but it's shown that people are kind of just disappearing, even though, actually, never mind. Looking back, there was actually a decent amount of people going by, but not too many. But why is it that most of the main and supporting cast disappeared? I mean, I guess it's to raise the stakes and have characters that haven't appear in the next movie, so it can still have that big of a cast. But seriously, why? Also, why we leave Tony alone on a stranded planet that he's probably gonna take forever to get back to Earth? Positive 4, the Iron Spider suit was actually a nice callback and is awesome. And oh my god, his legs are so cool. But he could have been used to kill Thanos. I'm cursing a lot today. So, overall thoughts on it?
I expect nothing, and I'm still let down.
This movie gives me the same feeling as The Last Jedi, where it's just like, Now granted, it is a 2-parter, so maybe part 2 completely makes up for part 1, and not saying part 1 is bad. It's got a lot of good actions, mainly action actually, and actually has some funny character interactions with characters I never really thought I'd get to see interact. But when the last Marvel movie I actually sat down and watched was Thor Ragnarok, that's kind of a hard act to follow. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate on the internet. Maybe a cheapo video I make will actually get popular for the point of people hating me. No, I'm just gonna go sit down and watch something else I hate. The 7th season of My Little Pony. Hey!